it's Yvonne, and welcome to Having You On. It's time for another edition of In the Crib. Today's topic is making communication better in the Reborn community. Let's talk about that. To communicate, we either make videos or we write comments with each other, but let's improve on how we do both of those things. So I'm going to talk about how we can improve our communication here. Clarity is so important in our videos, in our comments, that we're coming across in what we intended. Often, if we're just loosey-goosey about our topic, and it can go off in a lot of different directions, and it's misinterpreted by others, and you're thinking, what is wrong with everyone? But in fact, it might be you. You didn't get your point across on what you're trying to communicate. And you can't understand, why are these people commenting the way they are? They're not commenting the way I wanted them to go. So clarity is very important. Let's talk about how clarity works. Okay, here's what happens. The best type of clarity in our communication, it has to be clear, it has to be accurate, it has to be easy for other people to understand and what we actually meant. It can't be vague. It can't go off in different directions in which we intended them to do. And people will start believing that you believe in things you didn't actually believe. You may have problems when people are misperceiving on what you're telling them. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's the way you are communicating. This has happened to me, and I wanted to share this with you. I actually have an incident in which this happened. So come along with me. I have to read it off the computer. I saved it off someone's video in which they deleted, but it's so important, and it emphasizes what I'm talking about as far as clarity. Okay? Come along with me. Here we go. Now, I thought I would share with you an experience in a comment that I wrote on a video. The video has since been deleted. It is not my own video, but I did video the video because the vague video, it was kind of loosey-goosey and went off in different directions. Apparently, I went off in the wrong direction according to the person that posted it. And so I wanted to share with you how a video that doesn't have clarity can go off in different directions in which you didn't intend. So here we go. Now remember, I'm not the one that posted the video. I'm only commenting on what I'm thinking I'm hearing. Remember, what you think you're saying might be misinterpreted if you're not clear. So I'm going to read this to you. It's going to be bouncing around a little bit, but I'm going to try to read it to you because I made a video of it. So here we go. This is me. And this is what I wrote on this particular video. The video no longer exists. It's been deleted. All right. No artist can truly duplicate another artist's work. You can always tell. The Mona Lisa was duplicated by many artists, reaching to the point of creating hysterically bad copies. Even an artist painting the same kit can't duplicate what they did on before. Always different, even if they try. Not all eggs coming from one chicken are the same. Now, that doesn't seem so bad, but I'm talking about art history here. If you research copies of the Mona Lisa, that many artists try to duplicate the Mona Lisa and it just didn't work. You can always tell. So that's what my point was, that even if an artist tries to make a reborn exactly like they had done before, it won't be exactly the same. I mean, and besides, how boring is that to an artist to do that? I don't know. It just seems boring to me. Anyway, so that's how it went wrong, because this is not what the person who posted the video meant. But that's what I heard. Remember, clarity of what you hear is different than what you intended. So again, the fault can't be to the person that responds. It's the fault of the person that isn't clear with what they're saying. I hope this is clear. I will be returning to that video that I just talked about because the reply to my comment illustrates my next point to exactly what I was talking about. It's open-mindedness. Open mind. Please have an open mind. We're not all the same. We have diverse backgrounds, diverse educations, life experiences. Some of us are older, some of us are younger. We have different life experiences. And just because someone has a different point of view than your own doesn't make them bad people. Judging them is an awful thing to do. Don't block off someone's ideas as if they're stupid or they don't know what they're talking about, because that just makes you a bully. And people will not want to communicate with you if your view is so strong that you won't even consider their idea. People want to communicate with someone who's willing to listen to them, to consider their ideas, and not in a superficial, but in an honest way, to take your time and give the other person a chance to hear their ideas and their opinions. That's what I'm talking about, open-mindedness. But I'm going to show you the reply to that comment. It is an exact illustration of not having an open mind, to realize that the video was a little bit vague and it went in another direction, and not at all what my point of view was not done in a harsh way. It was simply the facts, because I have a minor in art and I know a lot about art history, and so I was bringing up the fact that the Mona Lisa cannot be duplicated. So that was my point, but it went off in a different direction. So I want to show you someone that has closed off and has a wall put up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you, or actually read to you, what the reaction was. Now remember what I had said about open-mindedness, that if someone's opinion is different than your own, you can't just insult them and call them stupid, because that's just a form of bullying, and you're closing off the conversation, and you're closing off communication by doing that. And that's exactly what has happened, because I will tell you what the reply was. And the reply was really quick. I wrote the comment, and the reply came really quick. So I would like you to hear it. It goes on to 3 entries to get her point across. But here we go. We're talking about putting up a wall. We're talking about not being open-minded, and it's pretty bad. So here we go. All right, here's the replies. They can try. This is word per word, by the way. They can try some very subtle variations, but sometimes just close to the last production. I stand by what I say. Here's another entry. By the way, I know that nothing in nature or handmade can be technically duplicated, but I believe that most thinking minds can make that conjecture in this case without me having to actually say it. Did you hear that? Most thinking minds? Thinking minds? So she's calling me stupid. So here we go. She has to put in another entry, and it is, I recall a video you made about not liking when people copied you, or when you thought people stole your video ideas. I think before you start talking about chickens and eggs, perhaps reflect on things you put out there first. I feel that in the eagerness you felt to tell me your opinion, you missed my point completely. This is about integrity of the artist to agree to do such a thing for a customer. There you go. Shutting me down, calling me stupid, and not having an open mind, and not taking into account that perhaps what she was saying in the video wasn't clear. So that's where we're moving on to the next thing, and that is listening. So join me and find out what that's about. Of course, with listening, we're not in the same room with the person. We're just watching a video and we can comment on what they talked about. And at that time, we let them know that they were heard. We didn't just skip through the video, and we're actually making points about what they talked about. I've noticed many times that people will just say, you know, something light, like, oh, it's cute, and then move on. They're not actively listening. They're just popping on and popping off. And I think that you could tell those that just pop on, pop off, and don't really take the time to listen to you. And I think that's very important to know that someone cares enough to listen to you. That's my point about listening. I will move on to another point. This is talking about being authentic to yourself. If you find you've stumbled upon a video, and of course in this community we want to be courteous to each other, we want to be kind to each other, but sometimes we go against what we really feel inside. I mean, we may say something nice in the comments because we want to be liked. Certainly we want to be liked, but it may be going against, you know, our values. And I'm not saying leave something mean in a comment. I'm not saying that at all, because that's not what we're about. What I'm saying is, you know, don't lie to yourself and, you know, leave something that you really don't feel is true to yourself. Just move on. Don't say anything at all. Don't leave a comment at all. I think that we need to be more authentic, and you have to be clear of what you really want to be as a person, to your own values. So that's what I wanted to talk about, being authentic and a good listener. The last point I want to make is empathy, having compassion for someone else in the community. I would like to think that we are more of a compassionate group, I would hope, because many of us are living through pain, living through loss, living through illness. Many of us may just enjoy the hobby, but we have other things in our lives that are difficult to even bear with, and these are a wonderful distraction. And it's important that you, if someone shares something, that you have the similar experiences to show empathy for them. Or even if you don't, you understand that they're going through pain, and just offer support, that you understand. And that's what I would hope that we would do. And that's what I would like to conclude with, that we need to listen to each other a little bit better, use more clarity in what we are trying to get across, showing that you can empathize with others, and you're open-minded to different points of view, while maintaining your own belief system. And I think our communication with each other could improve by using these points. And I want to thank everyone for stopping by for this edition of In the Crib. I'm Yvonne. Thank you for watching Having You On. Take care, everyone, and we'll be having fun in another video coming up. Take care.